Good morning, YouTube. Hope you guys are having a great day. I am a little ill this morning. I've got a little frog in my throat, so that's why I'm not at church. After I watched the live streaming service from my church, I am now gonna do some forging this morning. So I hope you guys enjoy. What we're gonna be working on today is I have two 5 1/4 inch pieces of rebar here. If you watched my last video, you saw my epic failure of my punches splitting. So I've learned a couple of things from that. One, I probably shouldn't have hardened the tools because any tempering or any hardening that's going to be coming from the that you put into it is going to be lost by putting it against a hard piece of metal. So it's going to get dull anyway. Secondly, by making it harder, it doesn't handle the beating of the hammer as well. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to heat these up in the forge. We're going to taper these down into two. I'm going to have two this time. I'm going to give them both a couple that same taper. And then we're also going to put a little, I think they call it a chamfer or a rounding edge around the top. That way it's not as likely to split. So it should be a good test. I'm going to end up doing this instead of, or work on this, making this into two different videos, two different projects, instead of trying to make the tongs and the punch at the same time. So hope you guys enjoy. So one thing I want to point out is I don't think the camera is probably going to pick up how red these actually are. So we've got these shaped up. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the grinder and I'm going to round those off real nice and smooth, get them filed down to that sharp point so that whenever I punch, I get it started right in the center. Like I said in my last video, you can see I got that a little bit off center and it ended up making a real distinct weak point in the tongs, and that ended up leading to that failure. So while we're gonna let these cool off, and then I'm gonna hit them with that grinder. All right, guys, so what we've got here, I've taken that, I'll let it cool off a little bit. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that, that 4-inch, or these punches, and we're gonna just grind off these rough edges, make it nice and round, and give it a nice taper here to the end. You can see I did most of the work with the anvil. Now we're just gonna get that nice final, a finer point to it. That way, whenever we're punching through the metal, we can get to it a little faster. So we're just gonna... So you can see I just cleaned that up a little bit, knocked off some of those rougher edges. Gonna bring it back on this side. Do the same thing. Now you can see I've got that all cleaned up. Now I'm just going to take a hand file. That grinder does a lot, but it takes off a lot of material quickly. And we want this to be a pretty strong piece of equipment, so we're going to come back. All right, so you can see here, I've got a nice sharp point here on the end, comes to a nice gentle taper back. That should be able to get me my 1/4 inch hole for my tongs. Now I'm just gonna do a little bit here on this back side, round this off a little bit, make it a little bit safer so we don't have metal flying off as I'm hammering. All right, So you can see that's nice and rounded here on the edge now, a little bit safer. Since this isn't hardened, I have no doubt that that will balloon out on me over time, but I think that'll last for a while and should give me a good starting point until I can get some cable or some leafs or some spring steel to make a little bit better, a little bit thicker punch. So we'll do that again on the second one. You can see here, it's just real quick. They're just some little simple rebar punches. All right, and there's number 2. I'm pretty happy with it. I think that'll punch out, work really well for what I need it to do to get those tongs made. All right, we are one step closer to completing these tongs. Hey, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe down below. Like I've said, I'm a new blacksmith. This is a learning process, so I'm gonna be learning a lot. I think it's gonna be a great, this is going to be a great catalog of kind of my progression, and I hope you guys enjoy watching these. If you guys have any ideas, send a link down in the description below, or comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. God bless.